Good morning, guys. Today we're going to have some shoutouts today, once again. Some of these shoutouts are going to be repeated ones. It's like Coach Travis, I think that's what he said, or Treyes. Not sure, but yeah. Then it's my best friend Octavio, and then subscribe to Romeo01. Then a good friend of mine whose name is Dayton, and then another good friend of mine whose name is Sophia, and another friend whose name is Andrew. Alright, we're done with the shoutouts, guys. So you may have seen a trailer of mine that's called Truck Heroes. Well, they're going to be the same trucks. They're going to sail out to sea, and they're going to meet new friends along the way and bring them back to Soda once they rescue the NWR engines. But this is going to be a custom model segment and a shoutout video today. So let me bring in the first custom. So this is an E2 that's painted dark gray now. And it has the number 0 on it. And it's Timothy, the number 0, in a grayer form. So this is inspired by Thomas's number 1. Because Thomas's number 1 did a wooden railway custom of Timothy painted dark gray with green lining. And a black number 0 on the side of him. And in case you're wondering, what did I make this out of? Well, this was made out of the model I used for the E2 tank engine, who's from Thomas Fan 89. No, not Thomas Fan 80. Wait, it is from Thomas Fan 89. And it is 089. This is the custom I made this Timothy model out of. And before you ask, yes, I will do another custom of 089. I'll probably bring him back in his old livery, or maybe he'll have a different color. I'm not sure yet. But for now, this is inspired by Thomas's number 1. So I painted it all gray, put the black 0, and then put the green lining, as well as the black lines on top of his cab. And I fixed the whistle, because I accidentally got some gray paint or black paint on it. And then I painted the cabs a little bit different, or maybe they're the same, I'm not sure. Painted black buffers. I didn't get the lamp yet, or maybe I will get that, I'm not sure. But yeah, here's Timothy, all in his dark gray livery. He may be repainted, but this is not exactly the model I used. The model I have for Timothy is right here. So I have 2 Timothy models now, making the Trackmaster 2. Someone told me that Timothy didn't look all that good. He said like there were a little bit of sloppy paint all over him, and I could quite see that a little bit. So maybe I'll give this Timothy a repaint, since I have silver paint now. Like a different type of silver. Or maybe I'll keep it the same, I'm not sure yet. Maybe I can fix the zeros and the sides of him, because they don't exactly look the same or accurate or whatever. Maybe I'll give a fresh coat of black paint for his wheels, because some of the wheel paint is chipping off. Maybe I'll fix his smoke box, because I got a little bit of white paint, of silver paint on it, and I didn't like to fix that. Maybe I'll give him a fresh coat of black lines and a new whistle. Or maybe I'll just keep this Timothy model the same and get another Thomas model. I don't know yet what's going to happen. Or maybe I'll give the new model a red lining. Like he'll be repainted at one point. Not sure yet. But anyways, let's get on to the next custom. Which is another Trackmaster custom. And it is Thomas Island Thomas. So this is inspired by what happened in, a video where I saw like Thomas was from Thomas Land. So this is like supposed to resemble that wooden railway Thomas custom. So it's the same Thomas model that I keep using in videos, and he's covered in cranberries from the cranberry truck. And he says, "Welcome to Thomas Land." So what I did was I found this on Google. I cut it out and put it on both sides of him, both sides of the back side of his cab. Then I painted cherry paint all over it. I kept the running board the same, and I will get another Thomas in case one of you or any of you are wondering. Let me uncouple the cranberry car and put Thomas over there. So this is Reese, the cranberry car from Popular Paxton. I did my own face for him. I used the cranberry cargo and put the cranberry signs on both sides. And in case you're wondering, which truck did I make Reese from? In case you see some of the orange there, he was made from my good truck Simon. Probably Paxton's good truck named Simon. But I will probably get another good truck and make Simon. I don't know yet. But yeah, anyways, there is Reese, the cranberry truck. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. Kind of went up there for a minute. Anyway, I'm still dropping the phone. So let me move these to the side. Right, and now we're going to look at a friend that Scaredy meets in Train Heaven, who is Dakota. So I bought this Youngster's Yogurt tanker about a few months ago. So I put Dakota's name on the bottom. There were some scratches everywhere on her paint, so that's why I touched up some of the paint. So yeah, and I printed out her face from Google, or Prime Photos in my case. I was able to copy it from a document and put it there, then print it out. I printed it out a few times because it wasn't like the right size, and some of the face was like getting blocked out by paper because my hands were sweaty around the time. But now she's good. So she's a white tanker, and that's all you need to know. So she didn't have anything on the bottom, so that's why I painted her name instead of putting black over whatever, because it doesn't say Youngster's Yogurt tanker on the bottom. But yeah, there is Dakota. Let me bring in the next custom, which is a E2 who's painted white. And this is the model I use for its Shadow Timothy. And in case you won't think it's obvious, it's Ghosty, the E2. So he will be appearing in the Really Useful Crew like he did in Trackmaster form. But that Trackmaster custom was used to make a new original character of mine, whose name is Layla. So yeah, there's a bit of black on the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a bit of black underneath his face. Just like a little touch spot. But I painted the model all white. And before you ask, I will make a new model of Shadow Timothy. So there we go. So the next thing I'm going to show you is one of the Truck Ninjas. So this Truck Ninja is the shorter face one. This is like the younger one. So I did the same thing like I did with Dakota. This is the Mattel one. I may get a Mattel one or keep it like from this short one. But yeah, there is one of the Truck Ninjas. Get him down there. And there's a truck from Train Heaven whose name is Jesse. So I did the same thing. I painted it all white, used it from the gumball car that I had, and put jawbreakers on the sides. Although I was planning to make this into Wildfire, like I would have at least got a knife or something and cut out the plastic part there, take out the gumballs, use something to make like the white flour or salt or something. But I decided to make it in Jesse, although I may do that because I can't find the Dustin Comes In First accessory pack, Salt Troublesome Truck. And I may have to do that for the Soda one, like to make Wildfire in the Soda Kingdom truck. So anyways, there we go on Jesse. Now on to another truck, and it's none other than Rico. So I've had Rico completed for some time now. So I made him from a Winneroy James's Tender, I believe. Yeah, it was a James's Tender, because I didn't have a front model of James around that time, because I lost it when I was a kid, like a little shorter or something. So I kind of lost that front of James. But then, and about a year ago, I decided to make it into Rico. So I've had Rico completed for like a year probably already. Or two, I don't know. I completed him for a year already. But anyways, that's Rico. Oh, by the way, I printed out his face now. So now he looks like the original Rico. And Popular Paxton said, Popular Paxton said on one of his custom model videos, there were going to be a couple truck characters who were going to be gone. But he said there were going to be a couple that will be coming back in a different color. But I decided to keep Rico. Since he said Rico was gone, I decided to like keep it in my own hands now. So since Rico's gone, I decided to like keep Rico. So he will still be appearing in my series like this. And you may remember in my other videos when I was doing Trackmaster videos around that time, he didn't look like this. He was like an original truck. Well, in that series later on, Rico will go back to the works to get rebuilt into this tender truck, or maybe he'll be like this and then go to the works to get a new shape. Or maybe that's what will happen, I'm not sure. But anyways, there we go on Rico. Now let me bring in one of Dread's henchmen, whose name is Wreck. So Wreck is one of Dread's first evil henchmen. So I printed his face out too. It's the same boxcar, and yeah, so there we go on Wreck, and I added his name to the bottom. Now we're going to do the next one, which is Brick, the boxcar. So Brick is also one who's been in Dread's henchman for some time, and there is his face. I printed that out too, put his name, and that's all you need to know about Brick. Okay, now I'm going to bring in a normal Giggling Troublesome truck. So I got another one of these. So I was originally planning to get the one that looked like Wally that didn't have this face on. It had like the surprised shock face. But I will find one like that. But for now, this is going to be a double Sodor truck. The chocolate car's over there, so now I have two Sodor trucks. That are on the bad side, of course. And yeah. So let me bring in two new customs that I made a few days ago. Let me get him off the line there. Let me uncouple them and place them side by side. So in case you may think it's already obvious, these two face backwards like the Winter Caboose and Turbo, the possibly named forklift car, and my two favorite, Tex and Nicholas. So these two trucks face backwards like them. And these were made out of the two things that came with the On the Glow cargo and coal and oil and coal 2-pack. So let me turn them around. So these are two trucks that are females. They will be seen in the upcoming movie, the Truck Heroes. They'll be in different parts of the world. Like, they don't know each other yet. So they'll be in different parts of the world where Harry and his friends will meet them, and they'll come back to Sodor with him and his friends once they meet them. They'll be traveling all over the world looking for the NWR engines until they find them and bring them back home to Sodor. So this one in here, I'm going to move this one back. So this one has a large face. It's got green eyes, a round nose, and a crescent and half-moon mouth that's open. I don't have a name for this one yet, but I don't really have any names for it yet. But if you guys feel like suggesting any names in the comments, please do, so I can give this female truck a name. And suggest a good name. It could be a boy's name that can be used for girls too, or it can be any type of girl name. I don't know yet. But thanks. So here's the next one. So this is made out of the one that came with Slimy. She has no name other than that. So you guys can suggest any names for me. I'll put the paint cargo back in her, so she will carry the paint cargo. So this is another one of my own characters that I made that doesn't have a name yet. So she's got blue eyes. Her eyelids are halfway down, just like one of Chester's expressions and Lucy and Nicholas. And she's got lipstick, just like Jessie over there or somewhere. So feel free to suggest names for these two new truck characters of mine. And now I'm going to bring in a really new custom James. So James is pretty much the same. The only thing that's modified is his running board. So I painted his running board white. I'm sure this is inspired by another YouTuber, but I don't know his name yet. Or it's something that has Flying Scotsman's logo or someone else. I'm not sure. Alright, so that's James with his new painted running board. Oh, and I added buffers on the front and back of him. So there we are with James. Let me stop the video so I can move some of this stuff aside, because it's getting, like, overwhelmed a little bit. Okay, so I scoot those engines and trucks over to the side over here. So let me bring in the next one, which is Andrew. So I got Andrew a few weeks ago, I think, or about 2 months ago, I'm not sure. So I put Andrew's name on the bottom, I printed out his face, but you may have seen in another video of mine in that he had a paper face that I made, but I decided to get rid of that face and get his original face out from the copied paper. So yeah, there's Andrew, a new member that I have already. Let me bring in Cricket. So Cricket has now received a new face. So yeah, I put his name on the bottom, and I put his face on. So there's Cricket. And now here's Fang. So the words tar have been modified on him. So they were originally too big, so I painted over it and then put this tar on it. And then I put his face on. I will print out everyone else's different expressions, but that's not gonna happen now. Now let me bring in Lizzie, knapford fan 23's original character. So she has lemonade. I put the cover on top of her. I saw a comment that Popular Paxton said he put a cover on her. And then I put out her face, and yeah, put her name, and that's it. So there's Lizzie. Now I'm going to bring in a newly painted thing of Thomas. So this is the face that came with the Winter Wonderland Thomas over there that was painted to Timothy. So I took that face off and put it on this Thomas model. And then I painted the running board all white. I painted it red on the front of his buffers, and I painted red on the back of him. So now he looks like the Thomas that's actually in the Railway series, or any type of Thomas that you have. So yeah, there we go with that. Here's Timothy now. So he is the same, except I repainted his side tanks. Because some people say Timothy does not have extended side tanks, while Thomas does. So yeah, Timothy has like red stripes on him. The 0 on both sides. So the only thing I did was his side tanks, and I put white on his running board. I added back buffers. I don't know if this model had it or not. And I gave it the face that the Trackmaster that Thomas had over there. Sorry for the stuttering, guys. I'm a little confused today. Probably a little tired, but I'm okay. Let me bring in one of Thomas's other brothers, who is Roger, the E2. So I got another Thomas model that came with Andrew. So I've had Roger completed for some time already. So I put clear nail polish on his wheels. I did the same thing for Timothy over there too. I put LBS C77 and the same side, although this one looks a little bigger than this one. This is like a royal blue color, but I think it could resemble dark blue to me or something. It just looks like dark blue to me. And I didn't paint the tail lamp, or I may do that. I don't know. But anyways, there's Roger, one of Thomas's older brothers that hasn't been seen for some time. So Lady has been modified too. I put the number 14 on the side of her. And I touched up her eyebrows a little. Because when I last had Lady, her eyebrows weren't all that good. So there we are with her. Now it's on to Scaredy. Oops. So he has his new faces as well. I printed out his upset expression, his angry expression, his sad expression, but I haven't got his chipped tooth expressions yet. I will soon. Those faces were kind of dark, so I did them again, and now they look a bit brighter. Now let me bring in Fungus, the oil tanker. So I printed his face out too, and it looks the same. So most of these characters have like changed up faces, I believe, that were just copied from the internet and put in a document and then printed out. And now let me bring in the mainland's number 2, whose name is Wallace, in case you've forgotten. So I have 2 giggling troublesome trucks. Now I just need to get one more for Wally. Then it's on to the Soda giggling troublesome trucks. So Wallace still does the same noises.
We'll give him some nonsense.
And there we go. Now let me bring in a couple more trucks and engines. But the first one in front of the line is Junk, the boxcar. So I printed his face out too and all. Let me fix that. And, come on. There we go. Almost got it. Yeah, that's a bit better. So I fixed Junk's face. Now let me put... Oh, whoops. Derailed Thomas there for a minute. There we go. Bring them up here. Easy. Okay. Here is Theo, the traction engine. So I painted his buffers on the back, but I didn't do that for the front. but it was quite easy for the back. I made his body out of Legos like Thomas's #1 did. Then I put his face from his Adventures model and did all this to him. So yeah, there's Theo. He will be in the Really Useful Crew movie still like he was when I last made it, although he'll be upgraded. But that's not going to say anything about it in the movie. And here is Chester, the oil tanker. So I've had Chester for like 3 months or 2 already, and I printed out his faces. The last video you may have seen with Chester was that it was a Sort of Dark Days intro 2, but it had him, but didn't have Nicholas, because I'm still planning to make Nicholas still, but I haven't got his model yet. So yeah, here's Chester. His oil is a bit bigger than Scaredy's. And before you ask, I will make the purple version of Chester. So yeah, here's his name, and yeah, I'm happy to have made Chester already. So he's another one of my favorite characters. So I will make his purple version of him. Just because I printed out his face already. And coupled him up to Fang there. And here is Riot, the next tender that looks exactly like Rico. So I printed his face out as well. And this is like the same green I have for him. And there was rust underneath him. That's something I try not to do, but I couldn't resist. So yeah, there is Riot. Let me put him down the hill. Well, that was easy. And here's Eric. So the only thing I did with Eric is that I put extra handrails on him, the front, back, the front and sides. And I printed out his logo. I found the logo in one of Bradley the Thomas Fan's videos, so I was able to copy it there and make it a little bit bigger. But I can't exactly tell what the logo says, but it doesn't matter as long as he has the logo on his bunker. So yeah, he's got the logo. I put clay at the back, so it would be easier to stick the logo on. Of course, he still has his name, and yeah. So there's just a few more customs we have to show that have modified wheels or have been repainted or have new faces. It's like their original faces. So let me bring in this lot over here. Bring him up the hill. And there we go. Okay, so here is Jenny. So I just painted it clear nail polish on her wheels. So now that's why the wheels look a bit glossy. I will make Chaos Jenny as well. Because she'll be in the Really Useful Crew movie, or she'll be in the Journey Around sort of that movie that I've been planning to make, which is called The Search of the E2 Tank Engines. So the same thing goes for Lenny here. I put clear nail polish on her wheels as well. Still has the number 200, put in her name. Although, I was thinking like maybe Lenny could be a tank engine who doesn't have extended side tanks. She'll be like Timothy, but that's not gonna happen. So Lenny's like this. Although I may make an E2 custom of mine that may not have extended side tanks, but I don't know yet. So here is Slimy. I think she's a tanker who has a crush on Scaredy, or maybe not. But I printed out her face as well. Have her name and still glows. Alright guys, we're almost done here. So here is Archie, the boxcar. So the same thing was done for him, and I painted the doors. I will make Nicholas in case I forgot to tell you, because I'm a little bit forgetful, guys. That's one thing, you know. So let me bring in my own character, who's Jack Frost. So I painted over the number 6 on this Percy model. So it could be like a totally different Percy who's not Percy and had Jack Frost, who is Jack Frost, not like Percy. So I give you the idea. This is a totally different saddle tank engine, but painted the same thing as Percy, that the number 6. So I forgot to do the remake, but I will get another Jack Frost Percy and then probably do the remake. I painted the running board too. It was kind of easy. So what I did to paint all running boards for these engines was that I took a toothpick and did it, because it's hard to do it with a thin paintbrush. But anyways, we're almost done, guys. Just like 4 more. Here's wrench and bolts. So I printed out their faces too. So this video is mainly like a custom model so I can build with modified faces. Here is the other truck ninja. So yeah, there's the older one. That's older than the younger one. And here's Lucy, the slate truck, with her renegade with her face. And last but not least is Horrid Hookie, the breakdown crane. Popular Paxton said Horrid Hookie was going to be updated. He was going to get a new style breakdown crane for him and put his faces on. So there we are. So that's my custom model segment and shout out video. So I have 2 Timothy models, a Cranberry Thomas, and some new characters with modified faces, new trucks of mine, and some new items as well. Oh, along with some newer trucks. So yeah, there's my custom model video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Laters.